The new millennium of Y2K brought a lot of things to this world, some good and some bad. Something that happened on October 17th of 2000 basically redefined the entire music scene. Hot Dog Flavored Water by Limp Bizkit released. I'm not going to say the entire thing. And this is one of the greatest albums to ever release. And, usually when your magnum opus happens, it's very hard to make a follow-up. And as Father Time does it, the album Love eventually died out. Then 3 years later, the atrocity known as Results May Vary released. Now you might be thinking, what correlation does this have with the title of the video? Well, I feel like both of these things are very similar. Limp Bizkit made one of the greatest things ever, followed up by one of the worst things. Just like how Frutiger Areo was one of the best aesthetics to ever exist, and whenever that died out, we got something really dull. Flat designs. Now listen, I am a Frutiger Areo glazer, and like the second you show me a Frutiger Areo related thing, I will cry. Just because how beautiful it is. So for those who don't know what a Frutiger Areo is, around the mid-2000s, I guess companies started to use this more brighter design, which was pretty futuristic, and it looked pretty ahead of its time. I think it truly peaked in the year 2007, whenever Windows Vista released. And each year followed by the last, it slowly died out, as things do, of course. And whenever the product dies, there's always a new one that's going to take the throne. Frutiger Areo took over after 2000's Y2K futurism. But anyways, we are in the year 2013. One of the best consoles ever released, you can fight me over that. And it was just a relatively alright year. And this was also one of the last years of Frutiger Areo. I think the Wii U was the last trace of Frutiger Areo before flat design, and I think we all know how that went. And after the death of Frutiger Areo, there were many other aesthetics that emerged at the time. While most were whatever and, all that, there was one that dominated every single other aesthetic at the time, and arguably still does. Flat design. Now, do you know what I blame for flat design? Other than the Wii U, I think early mobile devices did. I'm not one of the old men yelling at a cloud saying, "You kids and your dang phones!" Because at the end of the day, it's history repeating itself. I still think phones and modern devices contributed to flat design. Now, even though there were a few good things that came out of flat design, I think most of it's still pretty dull. And I also think it basically broke the cycle of aesthetics. What I mean by this is that every few years an aesthetic has its peak and downfall. It's completely natural, it always happens. But for flat design, it just hasn't gone away. Flat design, also known as vector minimalism, is an aesthetic that has been prevalent since 2013. That's older than most of y'all watching this video. And whenever the time came for it to die out, they made flat design 2.0. Like, bro, come on, just let it die already. We need something new here. In fact, heck, I might even try to make my own thing to replace this. I feel like it should be a mix of futurism from Y2K and a little bit of darker stuff. And it also looks pretty fancy. I'm too lazy to make it, so can somebody shout me out on like a community post and post a picture of what, you see it as, and yeah. We can go from there. Maybe I'm just not in the moment whenever it comes to flat design. Maybe in 10 years I'll feel nostalgic of it. Like, nobody cared about Frutiger Areo until 10 years after its prime. It didn't even have a name yet until somebody named it, 10 years after its prime. But I'm glad it has seen a resurgence over the last few years. And whenever flat design dies out, and to be honest, I hope it does, maybe we might feel nostalgic of it too. But unlike Frutiger Areo, we already have a name for flat design, so there's that. But before the video ends, I would like to talk about a certain art style with flat design in it.
Facebook, Hinge, Uber, Google, Flow, YouTube, The Guardian, Spotify, Airbnb, Slack, The New Yorker, The Atlantic. It's everywhere.
Corporate Memphis. That's what they call it, but I call it flat design still. Or the Google design. Look at the consumerism and corporate greed behind those happy eyes. I can't feel the same emotion when looking at these pictures. Like, we can all universally agree that this, freaking art style sucks. Okay. I know sucks is a pretty strong word, but it's still an understatement, I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and share my thoughts on this and, like, you know, my opinions on flat design, because expect more flat design related stuff and Frutiger Areo. I have not done as many Frutiger Areo videos in a few months now, I'm pretty sure. I'm not really sure. Anyways, like and subscribe if you like this video, and you can find more on here on this channel.